Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the World of Wrestling Podcast. Here today to discuss about the WWE Smackdown December 5th, 2025 review. Yes, folks, I have sat through plenty of these Smackdown episodes in the last month or so. I've been watching them consistently. I just, on Fridays, don't feel like doing much of anything. It's the beginning of the weekend, and it was the last day of work. But tonight I took the time to sit through, and I'm in the mood to cut a fucking mean ass review on this show, because there's one word to describe WWE at this point, and they are so damn safe. Going with Gunther was very, very predictable. But even though it is safe, I will say this. The idea of Gunther trying to make John Cena tap out would be the first in his career. He has never quit, nor has he ever tapped out. His biggest thing is never give up, and he has never done that. He's never given up, nor has he ever quit. And this might be the first that ever happens to him. I think that would be spectacular. I think that would be somewhat memorable, I think. If it wasn't for the fact that Gunther didn't already retire Goldberg, I think that would have been okay to me to have Gunther win this tournament and retire Cena. But we've already seen Gunther retire someone earlier this year in the summer. So I kind of feel like, it's a kind of redundant to have him be the guy to do this in another type of matchup with someone else who's retiring. So I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, it should be a good match. I will give them that. The match will be entertaining and fun to watch, but as a, being, what's the best word? Being so safe and just straight up, like, their attitude is pretty much they're just there to do a job. They're not there to be creative. They're not there to be fun. They're not there to do anything that's enjoyable to an audience, to make the audience have fun watching their product. It feels more like a job. Like you clock into the work and you just do your bullshit all through the 8 hours, have your little lunch break, and then get done with the other half of your work and then go home. That's what watching WWE's like. AEW, I gotta say, AEW would be fun and enjoyable to watch if they actually provided a lot more story, like emphasis of stories, and stories that make actual logical sense. I watched AEW this past Wednesday. I thought the show was decent as wrestling goes, but that's where the story ends because they can't do anything creatively. They're an indie show with a lot of money. That's what AEW is. They're nothing but that. It's not a company that's going to grow into something major. I'm just saying. Unless they change something up, which who knows. But yeah, Gunther, LA Knight, awesome matchup for the main event. Was not surprised by the victory, but I was hoping to see LA Knight be the guy to take that and actually face John Cena one-on-one to retire him. I would have been cool with that. But this story where they're talking about Gunther trying to submit John Cena, I think it's fair. The rest of the show sucked. Really, there was nothing going on. We had Alba Fire versus Jade Cargill. Squash match, basically. In my personal opinion. We had Dragunov defend his United States Championship. And that was interrupted or caused a issue with the ending, which Dragunov did not like. Tommaso Ciampa got involved and basically gave Dragunov the W there, which Dragunov was not too happy with. What else happened on this show? I can't even fucking remember half the shit. Hold on. Yeah, we had face Carmelo Hayes. Yeah, Carmelo Hayes did good in that match despite the ending. You had Drew McIntyre coming in a white truck. He was talking to Aldis. Aldis says, no, you're still on probation regardless. You're suspended, whatever you want to say. You're not welcome here until that suspension is over. He goes, okay, that's fine. I'll just get my truck and go home. You'll be hurting the fans, not me. And then, out of nowhere, somehow Cody Rhodes gets in the passenger seat and turns into a fucking crazy villain nutcase. So after that, he goes ahead. He leaves, walks towards the ring. His music hits. Cody tells Aldis that he needs him to reinstate Drew McIntyre. He says that Drew broke an unwritten rule of the sport when he broke into his truck where his wife sleeps and his kids sleep. He says Drew is WWE's resident cockroach. The fans chant Cody, and he says, what just happened might have been in a parking lot, in a church, in Drew's house, California, or all over the Lone Star State, but it should be in a WWE ring. He tells Drew that Drew has not beaten him, but he might be the only man to break him. Cody says he will stomp him out and he throws the microphone as Cody walks away with the music playing. We get Axiom backstage talking to DIY. And Ciampa says he wants his title shot. Carmelo Hayes walks in front of him. And he tells Ciampa he might want to reschedule that because he has next. So he thought. Let's see here. Back from commercial break, we have Damian Priest. Video package airing. He says Aleister Black attacked him and brought his wife... This darn thing. Hold on. I'm getting all mixed up here. Yeah, Aleister Black attacked him and brought his wife Zelina by his side, but he has Rhea Ripley by his side. Rhea tells Damian and Zelina that they poked the bear and she's there with him. Rhea says that next week it's her and Damian against Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. So she's doing him a favor. Anyway, the United States Championship with Carmelo Hayes Dragunov, that ended with Tommaso Ciampa kind of helping out Dragunov without him being too happy about that situation. Then we have Kairi Sane versus Alexa Bliss. Nothing really exciting. Alexa Bliss ends up winning the match. And then out comes Nia Jax and Lash Legend. And they hit Flair and Bliss from behind, and Legend with the right hand onto Alexa, and Nia with a Samoan drop onto Flair. Zayn is down in the corner, but in comes Asuka from behind, and she hits Nia with a backhand, and Asuka with a backhand and kicks into Legend. Asuka runs towards Nia, but Nia slams her down, and Zayn jumps into Nia's back, but Nia throws her onto the mat. She gets up and Lash with a big boot into Zayn. Nia climbs the second rope, but Asuka grabs Zayn to the outside of the ring, and Nia and Lash Legend hold up the women's tag team titles. Big fucking deal. Cut to the back, and Nick Aldis is with Cody, and Aldis asks Cody if he is ready to do this, and he says he is. They walk into his office, and Oba Femi is there with Ricky Saints. This is interesting. They ask Nick why they are in his office, and Nick says all will be revealed, just not by him. Cody shakes their hands, and Cody says next week at Saturday night's main event, whoever wins at NXT Deadline will wrestle him at Saturday night's main event. And Cody tells him good luck and walks away. Now, I don't know if this means anything about championship gold on the line or it's just a regular match, but I'm going to assume it's just a regular match since there's nothing here in this dialogue as well as anything else that I heard from it live when I watched it, that Cody is actually defending the championship. It's just going to be one champion against another from NXT and WWE. That's what I'm getting from it. But anyway, moving on. Back from commercial break, Nia Jax and Lash Legend are backstage. Kathy asks them if their attack was necessary, and Nia says they deserved it, and Lash says that they are coming after the women's tag team championships, and there is nothing any of the teams can do about it. Oh my. Jade Cargill goes up against Alba Fire. Boring ass fucking match. Nobody cares. Jade Cargill wins, and as usual, her matches suck. Anyway, we cut back stage, and Fraxium are with Nick Aldis. They tell Aldis that they cannot stand DIY, and they ask for a match against them. Axiom says he stole his mask, but in comes Igor Dragunov. He says if that jackass is begging for attention, he has it. He tells Aldis that he wants the match. Aldis makes the match for next week, and Dragunov says after he has him, Fraxium can have what is left of him. And Dragunov turns around, and he is face to face with MFTs. Solo tells them to walk away. Good for them. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, back from the commercial break, we actually had Jade walking backstage, and she walks past B-Fab, and she tells B-Fab that she saw what she did to Abba and asks her if it reminds her of something. In comes Mia Jin with a kendo stick. Jade calls Mia Jin a lapdog, but she says she's just B-Fab's friend. Jade says she will talk to Nick Aldis and that Michin will step up and get stepped on. So next up we had the MFTs with Solo Sikoa. He cut a promo basically stating that he won the match in the traditional Survivor Series match last week, and that he was face to face with the Wyatt family, or the Wyatt Six, I should say. He states that you don't disrespect me, you don't attack my family, you don't whatever, blah, 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 blah. He talks about Uncle Howdy, tells Uncle Howdy everything that was braised in. He tells Uncle Howdy everything that was braised, and Solo points to the sky. He says that is now Uncle Howdy's. That will become his. He says he will take everything away from him, everything that he loves, all the memories, and he will show everyone that he does not deserve the name Wyatt. Solo says he will take it away because he can. All he has to do is believe. Fucking love that. That was nice. Solo throws a microphone and his music hits as MFTs leave the ring. I will say, the promo was good. I liked it. I thought it was solid. The whole situation between these two factions, I'm not quite sure what the fucking point is or why the Wyatt Six are going after the MFTs. How they have any connection with each other makes no sense to me. But the way this is coming across now with the whole idea that it's now starting to get a little personal with the whole saying, hey, Bo Dallas, you didn't do or become what you are because of your hard work. It was off the back of Bray Wyatt and his name. And that he's not truly a Wyatt. He's more of just a guy living off the name of a fallen down brother. It's pretty much all it is. And that's the truth, unfortunately. When the lights go out, when they come back on, Solo is alone in the ring and the Wyatts are on the ring apron. He turns around and he is face to face with Uncle Howdy. The MFTs get on in the ring, get on the ring apron, Wyatt with a right hand and Solo with a right hand. Both teams get in the ring and begin to fight. Tala Tonga and Rowan are in the ring face to face. Both men with right hands, and Tala with a big boot onto Rowan, but Rowan with a big boot onto Tala, and Tala falls to the outside of the ring. Solo holds the MFTs back. And that's pretty much it. Some bullshit with The Miz. I don't care. Don't give a shit. But yeah. Mention of Bayley in this segment as well. She thanks Aldis for being booked on Saturday night's main event. Miz says, unbelievable, and walks away. Aldis says her match is against someone from NXT, and the door knocks, and in comes Sal Ruka, and Aldis walks away. Bayley says things are different on Raw and SmackDown, so Sol Ruka says she knows. Great stuff there. We cut to Kathy Kelly with Gunther, and he tells her that it does not matter where you live, what language you speak. The name Ring General Gunther translates to victory. He says he will beat LA Knight, and he will beat John Cena in his final match, and he is aware there is a whole locker room of passionate and hungry superstars, but his condolences to them because this tournament is a foregone conclusion, and he tells Cena they know that they cannot see Cena, but he is certain that Cena can see him. And he wants Cena to watch and pay attention not to the fact that he will beat LA Knight, but how he will beat him. And that's it. Next, we had the main event, LA Knight Gunther, for the tournament final of the Last Time Is Now tournament. This match, again, I will say, was a fun, entertaining matchup, but unfortunately, it went to a guy that was very predictable. I was kind of hoping LA Knight would win. I know I'm an idiot. What the fuck's wrong with me? Why don't I understand? The point is that LA Knight is never going to be booked in a main event scene at all. He can look like the part, but they're never going to put him in the part for whatever reason. I don't know. But they made it up with the whole submission idea thrown into the mix. Gunther is going to look to submit John Cena. He's going to be the one to first time ever makes John Cena tap out. And it's the perfect ending. In a real life setting, it wouldn't be. It would be very sad to see the man go out tapping after all these years of never tapping out to anybody. And now, all of a sudden, he just suffered a devastating loss for the IC Championship, where he was screwed out of the title. But I was happy Dom won. But now he comes off of a loss, and now you're going to have him have the ultimate loss of his career to end his career on top of it. Gotta say, that's a nice little twist. Makes things a little bit more interesting, and it gives it a little bit more value that Gunther is the winner of this tournament, despite how predictable it was. But how are we going to get there how are we going to get to John Cena submitting? Are we going to have Gunther in an STF submission by John Cena, and then all of a sudden Gunther figures out a way to overcome that and turn it around in his favor and chain wrestles him to a submission? Is that what we're going to do? I mean, if that's the direction we're going, or making John Cena tap out to the STF, that would even be unbelievably insane. Have Gunther apply the STF and do it correctly, unlike what John Cena does, and make him literally tap out to his own fucking submission maneuver. That would be fantastic. I would be totally down for that. So hopefully that is the case. So there is some positive out of the whole situation. I just feel bad that we didn't see LA Knight kind of move on to this ability to retire a big name like John Cena. But it is what it is, guys. I don't know what to say. But the idea of Gunther making John Cena submit at Saturday night's main event is well worth the time, and seeing John Cena have the ultimate send-off in a retirement match where he taps out where he's never done before. That would be mind-blowing. But that is the review. Smackdown was a show. Main event was awesome, but the rest of the show, you could have missed it and just watched the main event and you'd be fine. But anyway, guys, you know what to do. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And leave a comment down below. I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching. And have a great night, guys. Bye.